I'm joined today by David Suraski, Executive Vice President, Assembly Materials Division of AIM Solder. Welcome to EMS Now, David.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
David, could you tell us a little bit more about AIM's business?
Sure. Yeah. AIM is a supplier of solder materials to the electronics industry, amongst other industries. And in particular, to the electronics industry, we sell solder pastes, bar solder, liquid flux, wire solder, basically any products designed to make a connection between a component and a circuit board.
Right. And can you tell us a little bit more about your input into your contacts with the contract manufacturers? Because I know you probably spend some time in China yourself. Yeah.
Sure. Well, contract manufacturers are under a lot of pressure from their customers to provide products that are ever more technologically advanced, smaller, faster, and cheaper. And so the contract manufacturers are under a lot of pressure to supply such products, and as such they're relying on their suppliers to help them to do that. So our role in that supply chain is to provide soldering materials that enable them to print faster, print smaller pitches, and also to supply them with materials that are lower cost than some of the higher silver alloys that are popular today.
Right, and of course metals is a big issue, especially the cost of metals that have increased. And many manufacturers are still using the SAG alloys.
Yes.
So how do you see this, and what is your point of view about changing to lead-free as well as maybe tin silver alloys? Yeah.
Well, the last several years there's been a shift in the marketplace from the high silver alloys to low silver and no silver alloys for wave soldering.
Right.
And that shift for those manufacturers have saved those companies hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars per year. Now we're sort of in the next step in that process, and many manufacturers are looking to change their SMT process from high silver to low silver or no silver alloys. So that means using a different solder paste alloy. It may be SN100C or it may be another low or no silver alloy. Now they're not necessarily drop-ins, and historically the chemistries that have been developed for lead-free alloys have been made for the higher silver alloys. So now AIM and other solder manufacturers, we're focusing our chemistry development to produce chemistries that are compatible and more suitable for these lower silver alloys. And the goal is to be able to provide to our customers, the EMS companies and OEMs as well, with products that are lower cost than high silver alloys, but also give the same benefits in terms of throughput and reliability.
Right, and that comes to my next question, because if I'm a manufacturer and I'm used to using SAG alloys, what is the trade-off like if I remove silver or I have low silver in my alloy, and I do save costs in that, but what goes up is perhaps reliability issues and stuff like that. How would you give an advice to a manufacturer in that sense?
Solder paste manufacturers are trying to minimize that trade-off as much as possible and make it almost a drop-in for the manufacturers to use a low silver alloy. You know, every application is different, and there's no one size fits all. There's no one alloy that works for everyone. So for some manufacturers, for their particular product, a high silver SAC alloy may be the best. But what we found is most manufacturers are able to make the change with really little headache, and that's due to the development of the chemistries that go along with these alloys that enable for very good spread and fast wetting and a good solder bond between the component and the pad. And even very similar reflow temperatures, maybe the same reflow temperature or just a slight increase of a couple of degrees. So as the technology has advanced over the past few years, we really see much less headache and hassle for the manufacturers as they do try to change to the non-high silver alloys.
Right, and just a final question about AIM's business plan, because I know AIM is probably expanding it quite a bit. Could you tell us a little bit more about your global expansion plans?
Sure. AIM's a very aggressive company. We've been in business since 1936, and we're still owned by the same family that founded the company back then. Since that time, our headquarters are in Montreal, Canada, and our US headquarters are in Rhode Island. We've expanded into Juarez, Mexico with a manufacturing plant there in 1997. Around the same time, we expanded into Shenzhen, China, and Hong Kong. Today we have factories and locations in India, other parts of China. We're building into Eastern Europe right now. So our goal is to be where our customers are. With our products, they can't take a long transit time. They can't take air shipments of the heavy materials. So for us, we need to have local supply and local support to our increasing customer base throughout the world. And it's not only the products, but it's also, as I said, the technical support, the quick responsiveness. So our plan is to be where our customers are, and we've been lucky that we've been able to expand globally to meet that requirement.
Well, David, thank you so much for sharing some insights into your company, and I wish you every success for the rest of the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David.